Yeah, I mean, I guess the first thing I'd like to get from you, bro, is what made you want to join the copy circle in the first place?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, of course, I'd worked with you before, right? In Friends in the Game, right? The previous groups we were a part of. So already kind of had a feel for your coaching style, and of course, I've seen the results that you've been getting yourself. I think that was quite important to me.
Mm.
So, I mean, I've been in. I think in total, I've spent like more than 30 grand in the past 4 years on like coaching courses, masterminds, all kinds of things, right? So I've been around the block when it comes to these things, right? And maybe almost in a sense, it's like bypassing doing the necessary hard work. Oh, blow money on the course and or coaching program, you got a bunch of a hit of dopamine, and yeah, that can feel quite good, right? It feels like you're taking action, right?
Yeah.
But I think what's really different about this is I'm actually really getting a lot of like one-to-one attention and support from you. Like I've been through many coaching courses, but like literally the level I'm getting here, that really is the sense of that I'm like super safe and taken care of with respect to anything I need. I can get a very quick response from you. And I think that's like super helpful because there are often times when maybe there's like some kind of roadblock or something I'm thinking about in my head, and but the next time I can get feedback is like in 2 days, and I'm like, yeah, that's too long for in terms of like a feedback cycle. That's way too long. So I found that very helpful. I also feel like this is the kind of 90-day process that we're going through now is really helpful for me as well because it's just so clear like what are the right KPIs I need to hit on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. And that's really helpful for me because yeah, I mean I've been doing like I'm not starting copywriting from scratch, right? I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years, right? And I've had many wins and over the years and many losses too. But I think like probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks I've had, and this is something I was reflecting about today, was like this is actually really me building my business from the ground up because I came into this from really like years of working corporate, and I had this sense of like an employee mentality almost, where it's just like doing the work for your clients and getting that done. But that isn't what pays grows my business at the end of the day. That might pay my bills right now, but like you always say, like 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, if I'm not growing the business, I'm doing things that make my business grow rather than my clients' businesses. That's gonna show up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that's something I'm learning a lot from here as well. It's what are the actions that grow my business while also helping my clients grow their business. But really, it's my business that's the priority at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's a natural progression, right? Like you go from, like I said, working corporate where you get paid your salary on a certain payday and you know what jobs you have to do to get that and you don't really rock the boat. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, there's this way I can get paid by delivering this service online. It's like crazy to us, right? And you go all in on the service because it's like the escape route. And rightfully so, you should go all in on the service first. But then every copywriter finds himself in that same situation where one month you're up, the next you're down. And it's like we've spent all our time focusing on delivering for someone else, but there's this almost like a structure, like foundations underneath it all that really pay you, and that's what most miss. Right. And so I think like the foundations of building a service-based business doesn't really change. So it doesn't matter if you're a plumber, a carpenter, or a copywriter. It's do you have a good reputation? Can we get that reputation in front of more people? Can we keep delivering results? The more results we deliver, the more people we can get in front of, and it all feeds itself. But people miss that bit, right? So I think it's been really cool to see you come in as a talented copywriter, have a few tweaks to how you structure your day, structure your week, and where you prioritize and focus, and see some, quick results with that. So when you run me a little bit, through those quick results, bro, because you were one that landed a client within what, a week or so?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much within like a week or two. Yeah, I had a new client, and yeah, I mean it's starting out small, but this is a really someone I'm genuinely very excited to work with. I think it's doing more than 100K a month at the moment. Yeah, I mean just started with doing a small discovery project, over delivered on that. So after that, he was happy to work. So he had more needs, copy needs, mostly through social media. So I uploaded on that. Then I had a retainer with him, and then right after that, he also needed emails. And I was like, hey, do you see all these stuff, these things I've been doing with email for the past 2.5 years? And yeah, so I uploaded him on that too. And now I'm doing some emails and some social work with him. So yeah, pretty good start, to be honest, and actually quite unexpected. I just didn't realize that yeah, I would get be here so quickly. So that's been going super well, and I just gotta keep him happy. And which honestly, with like considering the work I've done in the past, this is pretty easy. Maybe for someone who's like absolutely new to copywriting, that then this would be quite a bit of work, but or quite a steep learning curve. But I'm like, yeah, this is like way easier than the stuff I've done in the past. So yeah, it's been going very well.
Awesome. Yeah, and the best thing about it, or the coolest thing that I find about it, is that you didn't have to send any outreach to get it, right? And I think that's why so many people think like, oh, it's gonna take 6 months to get this first client or get that next client, because they're measuring it off of this previous timeline of I had to send 1,000 emails to get a client. But when you've got the right foundations in place and when you're around the right people, getting clients looks quite differently, right? So for you, it was a referral, you jump on a call, cash in the bank. It can be as simple as that, but you only got that referral because we knew you could deliver the service. You were around people that had, opportunities to pass around. And so yeah, I just think it's cool that no outreach was sent. You didn't have to do any looms, you didn't have to, do any of that song and dance to land the client. And now, as you said, a small opportunity turns into an upsell opportunity, turns into managing socials, emails, this, that. And before you know it, it's like you've got a real nice retainer without having to do any of that unpaid work like prospecting and outreach.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just such a more efficient way of getting where you want to go. Like, I feel like almost in the online business space, there's almost like a glorification of the grind. It's like, oh, I gotta grind, I gotta do my 40 looms a week or something, or a day or something, holding up from rooms. I gotta be grinding like 2 hours. Start at 6 a.m. I gotta be grinding. Yeah, and it's like such an easier way, right? And I think what I also really like about Circle is, and what you said so rightly, is it's really about the network that you're surrounded by. Because like now in the circle, I'm surrounded by guys who are doing like 10 to 20K a month, right? And they don't even blink just from copywriting services. And I'm sure you're surrounded by guys who are doing like 100 to like 200K a month, and or even millions, right? The clients are doing millions. And it's like, oh, once it's at a certain point, like you just become like your environment, right? And I think that's what I'm really valuing from this as well. It's like the people I'm just surrounded by and the kind of problems that they're facing, I'm seeing in real time. I'm like, yeah, this is so easy to see myself as one of the crew, right? And then it's just a natural progression. Whereas like if I wasn't getting that, if I didn't have that kind of support from you, but also the network around me, then it would be so, yeah, it'd be like I'd be fighting an uphill battle, right? So I think that really makes a big difference for me as well.
Yeah, that's it. And like, if you wanted to get ripped, you'd go to a gym where people were getting ripped. If you wanted to be good at jiu-jitsu, you go to a gym where people are good grapplers. Like, it's obvious in every other walk of life. Yet when it comes to growing your business, some people just bash their head against the wall over and over again without ever putting themselves in the right circle. And I think something that I really like pride myself on with our community is that it's not for everyone, right? Like, it is not for the Lambo boys. It is not for people that want to come and rip a DM template and think they're going to fill their calendar. It's the copy circle is for people that are willing to take serious action. They're willing to change and like, look at themselves. Like, this isn't a quick fix. This is a real long-term solution to building the foundations of a service-based business. And so from your perspective as someone inside the group, seeing the other members, who do you think the copy circle is best for?
It's a good question.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think what's interesting for me right now is like what we're talking about now is like we're like what you really teach us at a coffee circle is how the fundamentals of running a service-based business, and specifically a copywriting service-based business, right? And I came into the copy circle with actually quite a lot of copy experience, right? I've been doing this for 3.5 years. My biggest month of business was like 12K, right? Which yeah was I felt like God, and then I realized how much work I actually had to do to deliver, and my life was just hell for the next couple of months. Which isn't going to happen again now that I'm here and I'm figuring out, oh, okay, if I'm gonna, if anything else, I'd be underpaid for the amount of work I have to deliver.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen again. But to answer your question, I think it's really for someone who's had, who's been around the block a little bit with online business, right? Someone who's had a bit of experience with copy, probably landed a couple clients already, and just wants to get to that next level, right? Because what I noticed in my journey, and I do think I did this the right way, like I started off by learning copy, right? Getting decent, getting my first few clients, getting them results, and coming in with some case studies, right? And then now I'm looking for help scaling, right? I wouldn't recommend this to an absolute beginner, because to an absolute beginner, they'd have to learn, okay, what is copy, right? And that's like they have to do like a ton of practice runs, and then they pick up their first client. And I feel like what you're offering is for someone who's already got to that basic level. They've had a few clients, they've had a few wins, they want to get to that next level and start hitting those 10 to 20K months consistently. And yeah, that's where like you are offering the biggest help, right? Because I think that's really where someone would get the most benefit from being in the copy circle. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that's how it feels inside because that's how it was designed. So I'm very happy with that. And you know, let's say we're speaking to one of those dudes right now, right? Maybe you've got 1 to 2 clients, or you've had clients in the past, but you're in that feast and famine cycle where 1 month you're up, the next you're down, and you want that stability. Now, looking for that stability in that unsure time is really hard, right? You don't know what next month's income's looking like. So, what would you say to one of those copywriters that is potentially on the fence where they know they need to put some money where their mouth is to grow, but they're in that uncertain time? Like, what would you say to them if they were on the fence?
Well, besides definitely join. Well,
He's
I'd say
not
just
getting paid, by the way.
well, yeah, I'm getting paid by my clients, so
Yeah,
so I'm laughing under the bank here. Well, I'd say like you got to commit to the process, right? And what I like about the copy circle is you had a very clear onboarding process and a very clear process to win, right? With the 90-day sprints, right? So I think when I came in, I really had the mentality of okay, I'm just going to trust Morgan because he's already gotten where I want to go, and he's made all the mistakes before, so I just need to just follow the process and just course correct wherever like roadblocks come up. And it's been working pretty well so far, right? I came in, did the onboarding step by step. I remember when I came in, I really wanted to just like start with the outreach and start with the doing stuff right away. But you were just like, mate, just take a chill pill, like just follow the process. There's a very clear step by step process. Follow the onboarding, figure out like make sure you know what the offer is, make sure you know your USP before you start doing the process. And I'm glad I did it that way. Because I'm already seeing like the results. I mean, I started the 90-day process like 2 weeks ago, right? And I've got already had a sales call, already had like 3 positive responses to people I've been reaching out to. Already had a client too as well. Of course, that came through referral. So I would say just commit to the process because like it's a proven process, and yeah, the only barrier to not getting the results is just you, right? The process works, right? It's just you that needs to do it.
completely, bro. I'm so happy that's the way it's been for you because that's how it was for me. That's how it's been for everyone that's done the 90-day sprint correctly. And that's why you don't just get that straight away. You have to do your offer doc. You have to understand your ICP. You have to understand the process around doing it because not everyone's 90-day sprint is the same. And if it was, then everyone would just be a 10K month copywriter because it'd be as simple as follow this step, do this, do that. But as you said, bro, it's like there's going to be course correction. Okay. And success in this industry is as stupidly simple as taking action, getting feedback, applying that feedback and taking action again. The quicker you can go through that loop with someone that's already where you want to be, the quicker you're going to scale. And I've seen that in my journey. It's awesome to see it in your journey, and it's going to be cool to see it with everyone else that joins the program. So really appreciate your time today, Sheen. It's been awesome. Let's continue to scale to the moon. Let's land some more clients. Let's do a part 2 once we've landed some more. But either way, bro, I really appreciate your time and thank you for sharing your experience inside the copy circle.
Cool, no problem, man.